Welcome back to WTF Sports. We're just going to hop right into our divisional round predictions. Let's get into it.
All right, so when you're looking at the matchups as is, they go the Lions and the Commanders, the Eagles and the Rams, the Texans and the Chiefs, and then finally, probably the best matchup of this round, the Ravens and the Bills. Um, yeah, I mean, it's an exciting playoffs, honestly. I think most of these are pretty close games, honestly. So, nothing crazy, no boring games this week. You look at Mason's predictions. Mason, if you want to go over yours.
I think I have the Lions and the Rams together. I predicted that the Rams would win. Birdie.
Hmm.
Anyways, I knew that the Vikings were sort of on a bad stretch, and I was just like, all right, educated guess. Best chance of upset is this, so I chose it. Obviously, I got the Buccaneers and the Chargers wrong. Um, what can I say? Um, I do think that I'll talk more about that later. But, anyways, the Eagles, obviously, I had them winning because the Packers suck. Um, and then the Ravens and Bills were a given. So,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, to go with Masons, the only real difference I did was I picked the Vikings over the Rams because I had some faith Sam Darnold was going to bounce back. He didn't. But, yeah, Bucks game was tragic. We knew that was going to be close, though. We said that. So, I mean, it was over. It was actually a really good game. I loved watching that. But, yeah, I mean,
I
Eagles.
think I do remember us saying that it was
Yeah, you said it. We
potentially
said it was a
like
toss up.
on upset watch. Yeah.
But then, yeah, obviously Ravens, Bills are a given. And Texans were really surprising. They balled out.
It
Like,
is.
they were cooking. And that's with Lad McConkey putting up 200 yards in a game. Or like
That's crazy.
190, but we'll round up. But yeah, so we'll move on to our predictions this time around. This game I don't think should be close.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You said most of them were gonna be close. This would probably be the one that's not close.
Yeah.
I mean, the Commanders look good in the first round, don't get me wrong. But Detroit is a different kind of animal when you're talking about Buccaneers versus Detroit. I know the Buccaneers beat the Detroit early in the year, but that was before they got the steam rolling. I mean, I feel like this
It's
team is
gonna,
something else,
yeah.
and especially when it comes to playoffs, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be
And this, I'm gonna add this. This is they're playing with a chip on their shoulder because they didn't make it last year. Um, they have a better team. Um, Montgomery's gonna be back. They're rested, and that was their big issue. They were all hurt. They're rested. Gibbs is coming off one of the best, probably second year running back seasons ever. Um, I mean, that's pretty. That's like an ESPN stat, but still, Jared Goff's playing the best football of his career, kind of. He's up there in MVP
oh
caliber
oh
season.
no, don't even say kind of because he is. He's playing the best football of his career.
Exactly, and Gibbs,
Jared,
Montgomery, they figured it out. They have elite wide receivers. Their offense is perfect. Their defense is pretty good. It's just hurt. Come next year, their defense is going to be
their
scary.
defense. I do have to say though, their defense has actually sort of impressed for being so
Yeah.
injured. I mean, they got a couple people back now. Anzalone's back.
Oh,
He was
really?
back for that last game against Minnesota.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
big.
But they are still very hurt.
Yeah. Next season, imagine they.
I think there was at some point like there was 13 players on their defense that was hurt. Something
Yeah, it was like
crazy
13
like
on their 16 total on IR. I think is what it was. And 13 of them were defense. Like it's all their starters. Obviously, yeah, but they're gonna win this game. So on to the next. This one is actually, we have the fifth seed coming in and beating the 2 seed at home for the 2 seed.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? Okay, I'm looking at the Eagles, and I saw one of the most horrific games against the 7 seed Packers I have
Mm-hmm.
ever seen. Like, and we knew going into this playoffs that the Packers weren't that good,
Yeah,
right? They were without Christian Watson.
they were just hurt. They
And they
got
lost
screwed
two
over.
other of the widest receivers during the game. I mean, there was no chance that they had to win.
And let me add this too. They lost to the Bears right before. They played one more game than the Bears this year.
Yeah,
So
and you know how many playoff wins they had over the Bears? Zero.
Zero.
Right? So, um,
But
I don't want to hear any Packers fans speaking, but anyways, So we sort of knew that they were going to lose, but like I thought it was going to be worse. Like I felt like Jalen Hurts had a chance to really go off, and he didn't. He didn't really
It was
impress me at all.
disappointing all around.
And
Saquon, I will say Saquon had like 120 yards, but
well,
no,
that's what you
I
expect.
was see,
I expect him to run over the Rams defense, but I don't. The rest
thing
of the pick up their slack.
I actually disagree. I was going through all the stats of their last games, and the Rams defense had like 6 tackles for losses. They held the Vikings running backs who are decent. They're not Saquon, but they're okay, kinda.
That's the
But
thing.
but they held them to under 100 total between the 3 of them.
Okay.
So I think
Cam Akers is
okay. Well, let me put it this way: if you hold Saquon to 100 total scrimmage yards, you're doing something right. So if they can do that, and their defense was elite last game against the Vikings, they embarrassed them.
Yeah.
So
That's what I was like, and I just feel like, in my opinion, I have to ride the hot hand. The Eagles have little momentum coming off of that last game. I feel
but
like
nothing crazy.
But the Rams,
They
weren't expected to win. They were heavy underdogs in a game that, the 14-3 Vikings were playing against.
It was an equivalent to like a 6 seed beating a 1 seed in terms of win records. It's like so it was a game, and obviously we have the Rams winning this one. Next game, we both went the underdog on this one. Now let me add, it's a very common occurrence on this channel for us to pick against the Chiefs, aka I think every single week we pick against the Chiefs because we're avid Chiefs haters. But I think this is possible here because of the fact that the Texans, their 2 wide receivers are out, and they're getting hurt left and right. But I think Stroud can come through, and I think with the Chiefs, they haven't played football in like 28 days. Like,
extremely rested, but they're sort of cold.
Yeah, so it might be a gun that like goes and then is aimed back at him.
Yeah.
I hope you can visualize that. But I think that might be their downfall. I will say Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs is something else. Obviously, he's insane, but we can all pray, right?
The Texans offense seems to have found some footing. Last week, they looked impressive against one of the best defenses in the league, if not the best defense in the league.
Who'd they play? Chargers, yeah.
The Chargers.
I forgot.
Given one of them 7 points were from a pick six, but still 24 points.
And they held him too.
Impressive.
Stingley, I think his name was Stingley, had like 2 interceptions. He was like, their defense has been locked down. And the thing with the Chiefs is
forced Herbert to play probably the worst game of his career.
Oh, 4 interceptions? Yeah, it was terrible. I think if you can lock Mahomes down, you're probably winning because the Chiefs don't have a good enough run game, especially against the Texans with Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter. Like, you have a good line, and I'm pretty sure they have really good inside guys too. So like, running on them is not easy. Chiefs defense is decent, but it's honestly, I think it's decent. I just don't think it's amazing, as everyone says it is. Like,
no, it's their defense is good, dude. But like their offense, it's a matter of can their offense be like what they need? Because that's what the question all season. Like, they're winning games, but is their offense going to push them past that next level? Because Patrick Mahomes is arguably having one of his worst seasons of his career. Granted, he isn't.
I'd say
the first seed.
Probably is the worst season of his career stats wise.
I would say
stats and how he's playing in general.
Compared to his
2 MVPs or whatever.
Last year I think was his worst year statistically, but
Super Bowl winner.
eye test wise, this year.
Yeah.
He's probably his worst.
Yeah, we're definitely picking against the Chiefs here. This one, I know this is a huge upset, and oh, Lord Almighty, if I can see Chiefs won't three-peat on I think this game's on Saturday. If I see just something on Instagram that says Chiefs will not three-peat, That would be
That will.
that'd be amazing. But who knows what'll happen with that?
Personally, I like some diversity in my Super Bowls,
Yeah,
and
and the thing is
by
too
the way, I'm a
is
Bears fan, so the only way I'd like to see some consistency is if it was the Bears. All right.
yeah, and I will say this too is if the Texans go to the conference round and it's the Texans versus the Bills or the Ravens, any of those three teams can go to the Super Bowl and I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I think if it was those three, I'd want to see Texans first because I think that'd be cool. What first in team history, and so I like Stroud. Then the Bills because I love Josh Allen, and then the Ravens, which I like. I've come to like Lamar Jackson. He got us 5,000 views after all, so I gotta like him a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I like Lamar Jackson. I do think that this year of all years, he deserves the MVP compared to last year. Let's just get to the next game, dog.
Yeah, we're
So
going
we're
on.
talking about
Lamar
Jackson.
Jackson.
So these are the two MVP finalists, basically, is what we're saying here.
Yeah.
And this game, I guess, could be the factor that they need, but I do think that Lamar earned it this year. I don't think that he had it last year. He shouldn't have had it last year, in my opinion. And I think that's widely disputed, at least from what I can tell. I know a lot of people that would agree with me on that.
Yeah.
But this year he definitely deserves
100%.
it. 5,000 yards total.
You know who deserves it more though?
Who?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow deserved it, dude. Joe Burrow
Rest in peace, dude. No defense.
Rolling.
That'll do it to him, man. But yeah, obviously you see our picks are different on this one, which it's I don't think for either of us it's like we think they're better than the other team. It's literally just it's one team's gonna win.
Yeah, it's like how is it gonna pan out? I hope it's the Bills. I like Josh Allen a little bit more than Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. I honestly hope it's the Bills too, but I think that the Ravens defense has been really, really good recently, and they're obviously their rushing game with Lamar and Derrick Henry. If it just works this game, a lot of yards.
I mean, if you want to talk about a defense that's on a roll, I mean, look at the Bills defense. I mean,
It's just
after the first drive of the wild card, they allowed 0 points. So
yeah, they embarrassed the Broncos.
That's pretty hot. I mean, and the Broncos' offense was also pretty
on
hot.
a heater,
coming off 38-point game against the Chiefs. I just gotta say, like, it's gonna be a dogfight.
It's gonna be a good game.
It's gonna really show which team is more developed and who's better coached. So.
Yeah, which even then, both coaches are. It's perfect. This is like a cinematic battle you wait for all year. But yeah, that is the last game of the playoffs, of the divisional round of the playoffs. So you'll be seeing a conference one next week about this time, which will be a little shorter because there's 2 games instead of 4. And then
sure we'll have a lot.
Yeah, we'll have a lot to say. Yeah. Oh yes, if the Chiefs lose too, we'll have so much to say. And then
The wazoo.
Yeah, our Super Bowl predictions. We're gonna go more in depth with that one. We're gonna go more numbers. We're gonna actually toss in figures. But yeah, if you like what you watch, like, comment, subscribe. I love you till the day you die. If you do, Mace, you want to add anything?
You know what? I'm gonna take a step further. All right, we'll love you even after you die. All right,
Oh, shoot.
He said till the day you die. We'll love you past that.
We'll attend your funeral.
Yeah, personally. I'm not making any promises.
Yeah, no promises on that one.
But like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm. Get us up there. I mean, we had a Lamar Jackson video with 5,000 views. I know we're tooting our horn over that.
Oh yeah,
5,000 is a lot, guys.
it's insane. Hey, and I want to add, only 2% of the people that watch are subscribed. It's a lot less than 2. It's probably like 0.1. But if you're not subscribed, just subscribe. It's free. You know, I hate to be that guy, but I'm not lying. I see why they like it.
But, hey, we're approaching 300 subscribers.
7 off.
We could just get there. That would be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't already, go watch the Kirk Cousins video we just made. It took a lot of production.
It was a banger.
I may or may not have stuttered just a few times.
Yeah, it took a long time to edit.
It was our first one of that style. So we'll get better at it as we go. And
yeah,
yeah,
ready?
so yeah, we'll just see you in the next one.
Later.